All right, welcome back to Building Dad Bod 2.0. We are back to jumping on squat day. Jumping to me is probably one of the most fun things I can do when working out. Feel like a kid, while at the same time I feel like I get great benefits from it. Now I'm not training for any specific sport, so I'm really only limited by my imagination on the jumps, but I try to hit different varieties. Here I'm doing some side, I guess they call them like a lateral hop into a box jump. Just trying to do movements that will allow me to become more athletic. The first one with the depth jumps, that's more specifically just to get my body used to the impact, used to exploding, absorbing the energy, exploding, build rigidity in my Achilles. Here doing single leg hops to the box and then double leg jumps. So a lot of what I struggle with movement patterns. I always have, probably always will. So the more variety I can add in and learn, the better off I feel like I'll be. Here we're doing 80-pound slam ball box jumps. I actually really like these. Allow me to get into a hinge and try to explode out of it. I got a set coming up for Mr. Michael McCabe where I attempt doing these with a 150-pound slam ball. Not jumping to a high box here. I am keenly aware that I'm holding a 150-pound slam ball in front of me on this next set, and if I bail, I'm going to eat concrete wall, even with a mat there, so didn't want to put the box too high. These were definitely a challenge. That second rep actually was probably my best. This one here, I was getting fatigued and I didn't want to face plant, so I couldn't commit to the jump. It was pretty pathetic. But we'll see if I can build up to getting those to look as smooth as the 80s. Now on to squats. See, I got the bands out there again. Just a couple reps from the first set at 165. Just did the 165 by 10 to the bands to just get kind of like the depth in my mind. Obviously, that's something I've been working on. 275 was up next for a set of 8. I'm really happy with how these went. My hip is not feeling super awesome today after tweaking my lower back and my hip doing the bent over rows early in the week. And then I re-aggravated a little bit on deadlifts. So it was feeling fatigued, but overall I'm still really happy with this squat session. This was the heaviest, most volume squat session I think I've ever done. 181 pounds body weight. Then I worked up to singles at 407 pounds. So 319 by 5 here. This was 320 two springs ago. So not 2 years ago, about 18 months ago, 320 was my 1 rep max when I hit my 1,000-pound total. And it was an absolute grind. So very happy to be hitting 319 by 5. Even with the hip feeling fatigued, I was definitely losing some power on the right side today. I could feel it. So yeah, it's super thrilled with that. Like hit my 1 rep max from 18 months ago, and I was happy with the depth on all 5 reps. Next up, 363 by 3. I think this might be the heaviest I've ever hit for a triple. You can see there the weight shifting around a little bit. I was really starting to feel a hip fatigue at this point, but these ones still move nice. I was happy enough with the depth on those ones as well. Then on to 407. So again, we're a little bit high on these, but is what it is. Just keep working on the depth. Building towards this pretty soon. If the depth is good on the build-up sets, eventually it's going to get strong enough in that position that I'm going to be over 400 pounds hitting good depth. So here's set number 3. Now this one was a big struggle. I was like, man, I'm going to hit really good depth on this one. And all that meant was I was more tentative in the bottom. I was slow going down and slow trying to come back out. And I don't think I actually got any better depth. It just made for a slow and painful rep. So just keep striving to be better. Here, 325 by 3. Again, I was really happy with these. I actually almost fell over backwards on that rep. So I had to reset my feet and then got the 3rd rep here. But I was happy with the depth on those. That was supposed to be a set of 5, but my hip at that point was just absolutely done. I had nothing left there, so came in to do a couple sets of hack squats and then my leg presses. So this is the heaviest I've been on the hack squat this training cycle, 260 pounds for 2 sets of 10. These were a grind by the end. I definitely am getting to the point, nearing the point of max on 10 reps in the short term, but nowhere near where I want to be on these. I want to be up over 300 pounds for sets of 10 in the long run. I really feel these in my quads, right above my knees. Kind of like in my lower quad, I feel these more than any other exercise, I think. As long as I'm wearing the knee sleeves, I can really let the knees travel out front on these. The only thing really, I got to play with that angle of the platform. The only thing that I have to be aware of is sometimes my heels want to lift up off the ground a little bit. So I think I can maybe adjust the platform a little bit to get a different angle there. That'll prevent that. Then on to leg press. So 3 sets at 745 pounds. So this is the heaviest I've gone for 3 sets of 5. These were a grind after all the squat volume, and I moved the hack squats ahead of these today. By the 3rd set, felt like my soul was leaving my body. I had to give it everything I had to hit all 5 reps there. After that, some hamstring isolation on the hamstring curl machine. Haven't done a lot of these lately, but I'm going to start adding these back in. I'm going to do hamstring curls 1 leg day, Nordic curls 1 leg day, and then razor curls on the other leg day, just to get some more variety in there. And then finished off the legs with some calf raises, so up 20 pounds on these today. Still managed to get 25 reps. Try to get a nice big stretch at the bottom and then be explosive on the way up. And then I went and attempted some single arm, not dead hangs, more like a single arm pull. Just pulled as hard as I could, iso hold. Right arm actually surprised myself with how good it felt. Left arm felt like trash. Hurt my shoulder a little bit. Didn't injure my shoulder, but I could feel it in my shoulder. It's my bad shoulder. There's another view at the right hand side. So I'm getting a decent pull into the right. Left one here, you'll see I get a decent pull off the start, and then it doesn't last very long. So I actually redid the left one. The nice thing with the left is by the 3rd hang, the shoulder was starting to subside a little bit. So I got a little better pull into this one. I was talking to both Spencer and Jeremy. Jeremy's the king of calisthenics, and obviously Spencer's insanely strong on pull-ups as well. And Spencer's been doing the single arm iso pulls like that. Jeremy thinks I got to be training pull-ups every day now. He figures I'll have a huge jump in results if I do. So I'm not sure if my radial brachialis will hold up yet to training weighted pull-ups every day, but I do think that I could do the iso pulls every day on top of training my pull-ups 3 days a week. I might even go to 4 days a week training the pull-ups now. We're going to get to that 100-pound pull-up as quick as possible, injury-free. And that's it for today's workout. Thanks for watching. Have a great night.